G'day and welcome to Nuclearies. Today I'll be melting the reactor core down, and before it blows up, I want to stop that from happening, extract the core, put it into the waste storage, and use the spare fuel block we have in the current new save that we're in right now to go ahead and get this all back to operations like nothing ever happened once we fix everything up. So let's go ahead and start turning everything on, and I've got a guaranteed way to melt your reactor down every single time, no fail. The way you do it is you set your control rods to absolute 0, and I'm going to speed the time up just a little bit so that happens a little faster while we just go down here and turn the rest of them on. So we'll get the core into nominal as well as if we're in normal operating mode. Just as we come over here, those control rods should be poking out of that water very, very shortly. There they are. Just to signify that they have been retracted and pulled out of the core all the way that is possible. And we've got a danger position warning right there. We'll just acknowledge that because that's what we want. And since our core's in nominal, everything else is fine. Let's go ahead and cause the meltdown right now by inserting the fuel into the core like that. That's going to get the reactivity in an uncontrolled state as well as peak and spike that temperature you see there. This is going to get real very quickly. So let's just acknowledge that one nice and easy like that. And you'll see Tetris happen up here very shortly. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get my hazmat suit on, as we will start leaking radiation very, very shortly. Yes, this is a brand new save, as you can see just there, and the one I'm doing today is this little reverse core meltdown procedure. So go ahead and pause and read that if you wish. I'll show it again at the end of the episode so you can see it a little better once our hazmat suit is off. Because yes, I'm going to fix everything and put out power to the grid like nothing ever happened. At the moment, I'm just waiting for this to pretty much go as high temperature as possible, and that's going to cause the internal vessel's coolant to boil off and pretty much delete itself. Once that happens, it's going to start boiling off the water on the outside of that external vessel. We'll actually visually see it just like now. See that dropping out real quick. And once that actually drops down to absolute 0, it's about 50%, 40% just there. Once that gets to absolute 0, the integrity will finally start dropping a lot faster than what it is right now. Once this gets to 1%, it'll start a 5-minute timer, and that's how long we have to cool the reactor core down below 55 degrees and put it in a non-reactive state, as well as extract the core, put that fuel into the waste storage here, fix everything up with a maintenance analysis through AO, and get everything up and running as if nothing happened. So we're still waiting for this thing to absolute go all the way down. We've got a radiation leak since the external vessel has now finally boiled off completely. We can just open that up. We're kind of safe with our hazmat suit and the glass we are in front of at the moment. And the core doesn't look too good, does it? No, it's kind of warm at the moment. Let's just go ahead and acknowledge some more alarms. We're at a cool 820-ish degrees, and if you're trying to melt the reactor core down, and this thing turns into like an EKG meter or a heartbeat monitor, then you've already failed. Just a heads up, if this is a heartbeat monitor and is going up and down and spiking, you've already failed the meltdown, and it probably won't melt down at all to start that timer. So you might as well restart it and try again, but make sure this is all the way out before booping the fuel into the core, because this is exactly what I've done, and it's the only way I've found to guarantee a meltdown every single time. So we're still waiting for the integrity to drop all the way down. It's at 10% now. We're still at 819 degrees. And it shouldn't take exactly too long for this to do it. So while we can, let's go over to our condenser and start setting this one up. So we'll start pulling that vacuum, and obviously new game, new save. That condenser is a little low, so we'll top that up just a little bit as well. Awesome sauce. 5 minutes has started. We now need to reverse the core from blowing up, because that's what it's going to do in 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and get these control rods all the way back in if we possibly can. Really, really quickly. So I'm just going to keep spamming 100% until it starts going up like that. We should be fine there. We need to start loading some water in the internal vessel, as well as possibly loading a little bit of water on the external vessel. But remember, if there's anything on the external vessel, you won't be able to extract the fuel out of the core. So make sure that the external vessel is empty so you can extract that core. So right now we're just waiting for everything to kind of balance out a little bit. We've got a bit of water in here. That is kind of fine. Let's go ahead and just get these pumps up to 100. Since there's something in it, they shouldn't run dry. And since we don't have a lot of water in there to transfer the heat over from the core to our generator, it shouldn't boil any of the coolant on the inside of it at all during this kind of shutdown procedure. So might as well get this into shutdown mode, even though it doesn't really matter if you do that now or later or not. Oh, here we go. So now we've got the EKG meter. That's good because the timer has already started. That is good. That is really good. 45, 46. Let's see if I can get it a little bit faster. Get up there. Go, go, go. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. So we're still getting a bit more water. This is only level 1 feed water circuit pump, as well as that condenser load. Everything's just as low as it can possibly do, and it is keeping up with everything, which is absolutely fantastic. A little note as well, if you go into the alarms configuration and turn everything off here, and then do this, you'll actually get the exact temperature of your core and something a little bit in more detailed. So that's all the little kind of numbers you can see just there that you won't be able to see anywhere else here. So we're at 260 degrees and we're still lowering. That's really good. That core integrity is at 1, as I said before. And that alarm in the background, there is no way I can mute it, unfortunately. Reactivity is spiking all over the joint. We're at 100% on those control rods, which is absolutely really good to bring that temperature and reactivity down really, really quickly. So we've got okay fuel. We're good on that one for now. I think I should be okay to get AO to turn on and go and do a maintenance analysis around the place so we can get him to fix everything else up once this is done, because I don't want to leave. I do not want to do the emergency and escape plan because it will just start everything all over again like nothing happened. I want to fix what I did accidentally on purpose. So we need to get this to below 55 degrees, just like so. Since we've got a little bit over a minute left, I'm going to start removing all that water from the external vessel so I can eventually extract it from that core and put it in the waste storage. So we should get a little pop-up saying non-critical, non-reactive. There we go. Awesome. We are now safe and we should be pretty good to go ahead and finish this up. So what I'm going to do now, normally doing the meltdown doesn't quite like being in time speed, but once you're cooling everything down and you're only waiting for this to empty out, you're more than happy to just speed it up just a little bit to get this done a little faster. So we'll just get that done so I can extract it out of the core. 4, 3, 1, and I'll slow the time down and turn that off. Let's turn the condenser load pump off as well as the vacuum, because we don't need those anymore. And that condenser's a little full, but that's all right. We can fix that later on. And let's go ahead and extract it from the core. Awesome. So now what I want to do, and I need to get that automated process of the crane to put that spent fuel that's in the core at the moment into waste bin 1. So we'll give that a little bit of time to do it. And don't worry, the dev or the single dev, give him a massive shout out. He does know that this screen is very blurry with the hazmat suit, and he is in the process of fixing it, hopefully within the next patch. So there it goes over into the fuel room, and I'm not even going to bother showing pretty much this surveillance cam for the fact that it's just not going to work. So now that timer should be null and void and should disappear. There we go. That's really good. That is really, really good. So let's go ahead and get that all done. We'll go ahead and wait for this crane to finish up. And we'll start putting in that spare available fuel you always start with in a new save. So we'll wait for the crane to come back and kind of reset. He has already. That's really good. Let's go and get that new fuel in while we're waiting for AO to finish up that maintenance analysis around the plant. There we go. So he'll go and do that and grab that new fuel. He'll go and put that right into the top of the core, and that should be A-OK as is. It won't happen. Nothing bad should happen by doing that. So while I'm here, I'm going to open the condenser just so I can start draining out the level of that condenser. And yes, you can see it all the way over here by just right-clicking on that gauge. So we'll let that drain out just a little bit. When it gets down to about 30,000 or close to, I'll just shut that valve off again. Ah, finally. The alarms have stopped. Oh, maybe not. I spoke too soon. Not just yet. Not just yet. I gotta wait for everything to fix up. We got 3,000. Just wait a little bit more and I'll get this done. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. Good, good. So we'll just wait for AO to finish up his maintenance analysis. How far is he on it? Almost done. Let's just speed that time up a little bit so we can get that done a little faster. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to change up that XML and I'm going to show you how very, very quickly using pretty much the location of where your save games are. I'll put that in the description below. So go ahead and check that. But what you'll want to do first is you'll want to do a quick save and exit out of the game to change that current save. So I'll meet you there. All right, so using that link in the description below or the location of the folder, go to your save game folder, make sure the name and the most recent is up the top, and this .xml is what you're looking for. So what we're looking for is how much money you specifically have in the current save. And yes, I've already got it currently because you used your AO. You start the game with 2,000 royalty points, but because when you turn AO on, it completes an objective. We're just changing this value here that's highlighted to 99,999,999. So we're going 99,123,123. We're Control S and we'll exit out of that and jump back into the game very easy from that exact save, which will give you unlimited money from there on. Here we go. Just click on the most current save, just like that, and go back into it nice and easy. Everything should load up as it was previously. You should still be in your hazmat suit. Everything will just load up as was, or as it was. Oh, there we go. Had to give it just a little bit of time, and you see in the top left, we now have 99 million. That's what we want because we need to go into here, and let's go ahead and select absolutely everything here and click accept, which is going to jump with a massive time skip. So when we're doing all this, let's get that all done. That's everything that needs to be done. And before you do the time skip or even accept, you'll want to make sure everything is turned off before you go anywhere. So vacuum's off, condenser's off, that's all fine. This needs to be turned off. The feed water circuit needs to be turned off. This is all fine, as well as the pressurizer and the fuel residue panel. So I'm more than happy to go ahead in here and click accept. It's going to be the biggest time skip that you're going to have. The 4 hours will end and it will probably either start 1 or 2 days worth of maintenance, which will automatically skip during this time as well. So don't be surprised if this skips a couple days, which is perfectly fine and normal. So I'll see you when this screen ends up. All right. There we go. Pretty much after a 50+ hour time skip during that maintenance protocol, all your batteries, all your generators would have run out of fuel and charge, and you'll need to run upstairs and go and do that. So manually open the door. It's pretty much exactly like the first startup scenario. All right, there we go. After turning the generator on, what I like to do is I like to come over here and just flick this off, then back on again on that generator. Just likes to reset it a little bit and just get the lights to turn on guaranteed every time, because it just seems like every now and then it just won't turn the lights on when doing that from time to time. And just resetting that button or that switch just helps that fact out. And from here, once the lights turn all back on again, obviously your internal vessel is completely empty, your external vessel is also empty as well. You'll want to get AO to go ahead and do another maintenance analysis and go ahead and check around the plant to see if anything else needs to be done. And you should be good from here as the power turns on. Love it. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz down below. And stay sharp till next time. As always, see ya. Very quick note and a special thanks to all of my channel members. You are the real MVP here, and thanks for the support on this.